seconds left. There's only about 5-6 seconds left on that smoke, and if they find the correct timing, they could very well catch them off. But Pip, just waiting in front of it, perfect reposition, finds one, and Toasty on 25 HP, only a single bullet will do the trick. That's a really good setup from Team Noir. Darkest Hour found what would have been the timing, but it was just better repositioning from Pip for 4 kills in the round with that A1S in hand.
Sorry, stream dropped there for just a second for some reason. I didn't even drop frames. It just was
Twitch
like
moment.
streams
Just a
down,
Twitch moment.
and then it's back. So yeah. I also didn't have any like interruptions, so I don't even know if it was my internet. But we back now, baby. So a timeout taken now for Darkest Hour, and considering this is pretty reasonable when they've just lost, what, 4 rounds in a row? 5 of the 6 that we've played. Not the best case, but they'll be buying up into some utility here, or excuse me, Deagles and Tech 9s. Well, I thought the MJB and Nova would have gotten a Deagle, but Nova, I guess, saving for the op, and MJB wants to keep the extra cash.
Honestly, can't blame him too much, but I mean, you're still looking at a situation where if you don't even take money away from Team Noir here, they start to really build at what could be a deadly economy in late stages this half. Darkest Hour, understanding they have the weapon disadvantage, trying to turn it into a man advantage if they can. Offshot does leg stuffing, which is honestly a benefit here for the Darkest Hour side. 3-man swing towards long. All in all, a 3, now 4 for 2 trade. But it's Nova left alone. He will wield the up of which he's so famous for, but unfortunately falls in a significantly more infamous way. And Team Noir just able to drop down the eco attempt from Darkest Hour.
That they are. And, you know, I think it's fair to say, you gotta keep in mind that Darkest Hour have been down pretty significantly in a couple of these Inferno maps and still been able to bring it back. But the problem is that this is the C side where they have found success in the past, and they're struggling so heavily here. This feels like a very big momentum round, as we're going to get the Furious Smoke coming out. At least it looks
Outstanding
like it.
nade.
No, that was not Furia, excuse me. It was just a half-wall smoke.
Almost 1 for 1. Pip, does Pip make it out of here alive? He smoked himself off at the bottom of the stairs. He's got a Molotov in second mid, and then just self-flashes himself out.
Yep.
Somehow it's gonna work. The flash around the corner, though, good avoidance there from Toasty. Finds 1. It's stuffing there for the second. The problem is, the rotation already here. That fight a little bit too drawn out, and the problem will turn into a take of the B site. 1 for 1 on completely contrasting sides of this map. A Molotov dropped down to barbecue, stuffing, not watching it, but Promise walked straight into the burning flames. And he is indeed burnt to a crisp inside of the barbecue position. It may not matter in the end. It's Pip in a 1 versus 3. A second consecutive 4K required. I don't like his chances. It's just not going to happen. Pip will be shut down, and Darkest Hour will indeed lock in that second round.
So, a bit of a crazy round when you consider it. Like you were mentioning, Pip, the fact that he gets into alt mid, takes that fight, not only that, wins it, but is getting pressured, fights his way out with the flash and the smoke, and then the B site collapses like a lawn chair. After all of that for Team Noir, Darkest Hour come away in the post plant. It's just a bit of a crazy turn of events. Nova on the AWP. Gotta keep our eyes over there down mid. It would seem for Promise, he's still taking these types of fights. He's gonna walk into Nova's off, but a missed shot, a rare one, and the nice connection on the stuffing, trying to dodge on a flash that never comes. It'll be MJB to refrag, as Nova doing some trading of his own, but kept at a 3-on-2 for Team Noir.
And more importantly, 2 players still occupying this A side, and you cannot have a clean transference of Nova getting here because of that long angle held from Gorilla Grip sitting at the top of Banana. I don't know exactly where he's sitting. He could be on top of the half wall. In the meantime, by the way, Benji has slipped the gap. Nobody on the A site has seen him cross through, and he's made no noise. The shift key glued to the bottom of his keyboard. Pip's aware of the possibility, at least it seems, but nobody's watching this, and there's still so much time for him to find this kill. Gorilla Grip still watching his back, aware of the possibility, but there's no way he finds this timing, right? First-person shooters being what they are.
Really could, though, to be honest. The fact that it's 40 seconds, though, and Nova's still at T-steps is outrageous. It is just unreasonable.
Oh, he's got it. That's the round.
Yeah. Round
Oh,
essentially
Noah's going
over.
the wrong way. Oh, no. Noah's going the wrong way.
He's not going to be aware of this player in ult either. Yeah. It's game over for that round on the back of Darkest Hour. And even worse, TTL, they win the round, right? Then they immediately lose the next, and in pretty devastating fashion. They'll have the loss bonus. They'll still be rebuying, but it's just a hurt to the mental, if anything else.
Luckily, the patch notes from what, like 2.5, 3 years ago means you're not getting fully reset. It's just one of those. You could have had more, and probably should have had more, all things considered. Not the case here. Promise looking for that shot if he can find it. Unfortunately, Toasty does not drop into the underpass, but it will not matter in the end. Everybody lives the first 20 seconds, at least now they do, as 20 seconds actually does fully transpire before I say that. And Darkest Hour, they have a lot more utility than the last time we saw them bring just AKs, and it seems like they want to go into A again, but again they're leaving the bomb back on this attempted B hold. No way DJ Snake finds the timing again, right?
I mean, to be fair, normal spot to drop the bomb is T-Steps. They're just grabbing bracket control right now. And MJB, though, tagged down heavily with that HE. Nobody watching to beat. And that stack towards the A site when you have banana controls, exactly what Team Noir have been making so very difficult throughout. Nova, with a nice trade, will keep this to a 3-on-3. But again, bomb is not in their control, just now being gathered up by the final member of the attack.
Oh, and Veggies. Oh, wait, do they know Boiler's occupied? They have no idea. Stuffing clears it, but it's still that kill found. And a 1v2 for Nova. Bomb down in front of him. The position of it known, and he's crouch peeking. Somehow doesn't die the first peek, but the second one he will be shut down. That's just an unfortunate round, all things considered. And again, it's timing coming back to bite Darkest Hour.
This is a bit brutal because Darkest Hour, the reality is for this season, it's a short one. It's only 12 games, and every single win here counts a lot to making playoffs. So Darkest Hour have got to be careful not to give up any of these games. And right now, Team Noir, they're not doing anything crazy. They're just playing great banana control early in the round. They're stacking based on what control of banana that they have. And as long as they're able to have banana control, being able to stack those 4 players at the A site has made the A site somewhat unattainable, because getting bracket control is so much more difficult when there's 3 players there immediately, maybe even 4.
You're looking, again, at a situation where Darkest Hour doesn't have that prerequisite clearance of everything on a side. We saw that a little bit 2 rounds prior, where they basically cleared out most of the A site and then just went over to B, tried to flank, and it just got caught by timing, which happens every so often. But when that's happening consistently and round in and round out, I think something else has to be looked at. Here, it's just going to be pistols. There's 3 Tech 9s, a Deagle, and a P250, and they're going to try and rush onto the B side. Top of half wall occupied, the front of the half wall occupied. They're just running it down, but straight into so much utility. DJ Stank with 3, Promise with the 4th for the team, and MJB's left in a 1 versus 4. He will find 1, but it's a full house of frags back the other way with DJ Stank with 3, Promise with 2, and Team Noir with their 9th.
So I just turned back to look at the game because there was a problem in LCA.
Again.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No. Stream's all good. So,
Okay.
Point is, I missed the round, but TLDR, from what I heard, is Team Noir go kill again?
It was Darkest Hour pistols, no armor, Team Noir utility plus DJ Stank plus the op.
Equals boom.
Yeah, and a lot of it.
There's that fast smoke towards
What?
Arch side,
What?
straight through the
No way.
Molotov. That's so tilting for Toasty. DJ Stank, he's sacrificed half of his
No
entire
way.
life in order to get that kill, and it just works beautifully. Not only that, Nova tagged down, dinked down, might I add. Trying to swing with that AWP. This just leaves Darkest Hour in such a rough position. Because where are they supposed to go? They've got no banana control. Mid control's about to evaporate it. They can't hold station. It's just gone from bad to worse, but maybe can be bailed out. Nova, with a first shot, promises is going to trade, and he's got 2. Keeping 2 alive, though, in his Darkest Hour.
Dude, they clear the site. That's the real question. They have to fully clear the site. This has been something they've had trouble with on the backside. On the top of the site, no, it's stuffing with a TK. It's stuffing in a 1 versus 2. He does make up for it and make it the true 1v1. He trades out his own team kill, flash himself just to allow for that bomb to go down. But instead, he fakes it and now seems like he wants to go over to B. And this is the correct call. Promise has been seen in mid. You'd expect them to rotate up through apartments or mid to get to the site itself, and because of it, Stuffing is running for the hills, or, in this case, the B site.
You know, I think Stuffing just needed to get some revenge from the last game, where his whole team conspired to do team damage to him every single round, all the time. They naded him, knifed him, mollied him. So he just gave him a little taste of his own medicine. He's going to clutch it anyway. Already on 2 frags, a third to be had, as Promise. Making the approach. He's towards the site. Plant suggests Coffin, but of course could be anywhere, and Promise knows that all too well. Taking a moment to clear all of the site. Smoke goes down, presumably onto the bomb. Indeed, it will be. Tap. Straight onto there. Stuffing wide swings, and there is a kit, so there is time. Team Noir will end up coming away with that round. Nicely done by Promise in the 1v1.
I like the plan on that one as well. You tap the bomb, force the swing early from Stuffing, if at all, to expect somebody to be in the smoke and expect yourself to have to spray into it just for your target to be well outside of it and, well, much more visible than you were originally expecting. Unfortunately, still, the fight going Team Noir's way, and Darkest Hour again having problems finding A, trade kills, unless it's off a team kill, or B, opening kills, where they can't find an early engagement, they can't find early real estate for free. It's always costing them something, whether it's damage, a kill, or a lot of utility. And because of it, they're just dying more often than not. That nade should have done so much more damage than it did, but it bounces off the apartment's roof, and 3 players keep so much HP because of it.
Promise gonna go down early, that's key. It's all up to one man on the site, lines him up and knocks him down. These 2 lane players left alive. Now trying to fight desperately, and MJB, he'll finally find success.
Still a 3v2 though, and this is more than possible for Team Noir. Darkest Hour have found their way onto the site. Toasty's on 50 health, and this is a very widespread pincer maneuver. Perfectly timed Molotov will force Gorilla to just wait for the time being, unless he wants to go through it. He's been heard for sure. There's been 2 separate ticks from that Molotov landing on him. So they 100% know that he occupies the apartments. He'll swing, but only to do a little bit of damage on the Stuffing and guarantee his position. And now it's DJ Stank up in a 1v3. A kit, sure. A first kill found as well. They need to play patient, and instead it'll be the bait and switch, with MJB finding the kill from up above, and Toasty baiting himself for the kill from his teammates. Darkest Hour will indeed find a third and give themselves a stepping stone to later stages of this half.
And the key there is being able to take bracket control, right? They get a couple of kills in bracket, and even though, sure, the player in pit able to find 2 kills, he gets traded as well. So those trades that you were talking about all the way back in some of the opening rounds, the struggles that Darkest Hour were experiencing, some of those coming a little bit differently and maybe having some success as well. Let's finally, Team Noir, this might be the first real eco they've been forced on.
Nothing new for them, at least considering their scoreline. They're 2-2 in the season, so, you know, on paper they've had to have played some ecos unless they've just bought every single round they've played. Less than likely.
They could have been doing the old Copenhagen Flames maneuver.
Buy every time you can.
Yeah.
Even when you can't.
Exactly. I used to call it force till you can buy.
Hey, I mean, they bought when they were dropped. That's how their stickers went up in price.
True.
You remember that?
I do.
Oh.
Stuffing. Little
Counter-Strike
opening.
economy.
Supposedly, prices have gone up exponentially on certain knives because of CS2. Like, further than they already had.
Yeah. Price on heads here for Team Noir, seemingly very expensive, as Darkest Hour wants to swing for seemingly everything, and it's gonna work. Economy not all that much of a factor. Stuffing would like to stay alive, and will be able to do so. Benji with a nice little 3k in the eco, and Darkest Hour an efficiently clean 4th round. Important And again, a trendsetter, as they can create one in the later stages of this half.
This is a good recovery, though. I mean, it's not a great half, but if they can pick up a 5th round, I'd call that very much a recoverable game. 11-4, it's still recoverable, but it's not nearly as such as it would be with 10-5. Pass towards Banana, gonna get control there. 2 players in that position. Nova holding towards the mid area, continuing to do what he's been doing all along. And yeah, that was great, round 3, DJ Stank, but round 15, it's getting a little bit readable.
On today's episode of r/ there was an attempt, or there was another attempt. An unsuccessful one there for DJ Stank. Valiant effort, yet one that falls on deaf ears. And now you just have one player on the A side. You have AKs across the board, minus the op. One of those AKs sitting a Banana, finds one. Surprisingly, Toasty cannot lock in the second, but that should be the onus to just send it on towards this A side. Do they clear out the lone player sitting inside the apartments? Nova doesn't have a gun out. He has the op, he swings, and just casually no-scopes him point blank. That should do it. 4v2, no kits, little utility with 2 smokes and a Molotov. This is not the greatest of positions for Team Noir, but we've seen some crazy things thus far here on Inferno.
I mean, it's last round, so they're going to be going for it, but yeah, 2v4 not ideal. They're using their Molotov to clear Arch. That's a bit unfortunate. Would have liked to hold on to that per pit player, but it doesn't matter. All's well that ends well for Darkest Hour. As do you see the bug with the op?
I do.
I noticed that the other day. It's a new one.
One that won't be fixed. Don't worry.
I mean, yeah, new game coming out, so.
CS2.exe is about to start working for everybody.
Not quite everybody.
I said about.
I was talking about you.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it. All right, I don't have open beta access. I should in the next couple days because I finally got my matchmaking rank. I've only been playing unranked with you, so you know that's my excuse.
Fair enough. It's looking like straight up mid rush is the plan of action. 4 towards A. This is going to be good. Crossfire set beautifully, but it's not working as well as it should have.
Wow.
Nova and Benji get a frag apiece, but it's still down to a 2-on-3 with Darkest Hour -1. Nova from the site gonna have to try and stay alive, but no life left in his back pocket. MJB with a kit, but just a hope and a prayer.
Your top fragger with a kit and a smoke. Granted, no armor, but still a possible notion, unless you get 3 swap. Not the greatest of positions to be in when you're out in the open. No hard cover, and no way out of the 1v3 that you were taking. Team Noir, an important pistol round for them to pick up, and now a dire one for Darkest Hour to bring back if they can. The problem is they don't have a bomb plant to favor them to try and buy up in the second round this time.
That is a little bit problematic, I would agree. It's going to be the pure eco round for Darkest Hour, considering that. This shouldn't be too bad for Team Noir, unless things go horribly wrong. Straw stack? Straw stack. Let's go. Fun times. You a big Astralis
Astralis
fan?
utility. I'm an Astralis period fan, so yes.
Understood. Okay.
Yeah, I've been.
So how did
an
it feel to
Astralis
lose
fan
to
since
Nip
they were
earlier?
question mark. I don't want to hear it. Nope. Don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
I mean, can't even win Mickey Mouse tournaments.
Yeah, ESL Pro League, you know.
I was
The
talking about
bozos.
CCT, but you know that too.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Being an Astralis fan is hard this day and age.
I don't want to hear it. As a Liquid fan, you don't get to talk. Your speech,
Watch me.
not allowed. Yeah, that is about how things go with the Galil. You start this very well, and then it just all falls apart.
Mac 10 better from distance, last time I checked. And probably will stay the same in CS2. We'll have to find out. There's a little bit easier tapping rather than distance attempts. No, of course the Galil loses to the Glock from 35 meters because, you know, why not, I guess.
No
Team
armor,
Noir
no armor. That does make a difference.
That's true, but Glock moment. Free gun, by the way.
That is a free gun, by the way. I love that you pulled that over from Valorant, and I appreciate that.
I've been saying that forever. I used to say it about the P2000 more specifically. Then I just
but it's so
expanded
bad.
it
The P2, that should be a free gun. In fact, you couldn't pay me to get it.
to... Yeah, I was about to say, you should get paid to use the P2000. Every round you have it equipped as a pistol without buying a primary.
Nova!
What? Oh, I'm sorry, what did Nova just do?
He
Did I
just
see that right?
deleted that, man. He's no longer got a family. That wasn't on his screen. Like, I mean, he saw him, but the guy, he wasn't on his screen when he started that play.
Oh, did you know they turned off lining people up, like with a single bullet?
What do you mean?
They in CS2, you can't like line up multiple people with an off shot. You can't kill 5 people with one shot.
Wait, really? The bullet pin is lower?
Yeah, it's not even that. You cannot penetrate through a single person.
Is that a bug? That seems crazy.
No, it seems intentional. It like you can only kill one person unless it wasn't, which I hope it isn't.
Yeah, that's tragic. I hope that's not the case. Like on purpose, I mean.
Yeah.
That'll be big Sag.
I saw a tweeter post about it, or now an X post about it.
Take that back.
X or Twitter?
The X.
Yeah. Wonder how many people unironically say X out loud.
Less than 100 globally.
Has to be.
Here's the beat.
Same amount of people that can beat me in a Counter-Strike matchmaking game.
Sure. You say so. Dude, Stuffing is just
Stuffing!
running him down. I mean, listen, Toasty has some banger flashes, but nice from Stuffing. Quad kill. That's going to put the wheels back on the boat here for Darkest Hour. Yes, I'm aware boats don't have wheels.
They do if you equip them to drive on the road. It's entirely possible. And, I mean, with Nova taking them off, with stealing the ace by taking the first kill of the round, or vice versa.
He can have
Stuffing.
that first kill if he gets it like
That's
that.
fair. Yeah, at least you do it in style. That's what you have to say.
True.
An efficient round for Darkest Hour. Flawless one. They keep all 5 players alive. Nova trying something similar again. Nade over top. Would have landed, but he throws it a few seconds too late. So in the end, it does all of 4 damage post-Molotov. And Team Noir, because of the previous round, I think they overinvested a little bit. So it is just Deagles.
We love being stuck on a grenade.
This is why I do not grenade follow.
I didn't even intentionally do it.
Nope. That's just a skill issue.
I just went to Alt Tab and Alt is grenade follow.
Ouch. You gotta use the Windows key. Windows key superiority. Again, a B-rush. Stuffing, this time sitting up above. 1 kill, make it a second with a spray. Vertical spray control, horizontal spray control. Who cares? It's Stuffing, spraying everybody. A third in this round, make it 7 and 2. Make it 8 and 2. This guy's not done. Whether it's against Eagles, rifles, or the kitchen sink, he can frag out and find 8.
Yeah, Stuffing, who was having a rough game the other day on Inferno. Like I said, his team was out to get him. He's turned up big time in this map. He's now top fragging over those last 2 rounds. Picked up 8 kills, as you mentioned. He's gaming. Team Noir, they're not out of this yet. TTL, it's another purchase made.
Problem is they have very little utility. A couple Molotovs, a few smokes, and a couple flashes. Nothing to write home about in the utility belt sense. Another nade being prepped. This one should not hit for as much, and actually hits for a whole 0 damage at the top of mid, or top of banana, sorry. And Team Noir, they need to be able to find a way in. The problem is, if they expend too much utility to try and find a way in, and they either find nothing or find nobody, either situation, you're SOL. 1-for-1 trade is not great, but Promise did not have any utility, so they will go 1-for-1 purely, and take Toasty out, who's been a fairly important part of Darkest Hour's success, at least that they've found thus far.
Nova getting the chance with the AWP once again, and easily taking out Gorilla Grip in the engagement. Back towards A for the T's of Team Noir. They'll be tossing a smoke over towards Moto. Double up in pit. Molly for the first man. Benji forced out wide, and though one man burns a little bit alive, MJB still very much healthy in this mini pit position. Oh, that's a great call on holding for that rotator. DJ Stank might have just opened this whole side up. It's all up to MJB. He's still yet to be checked, and he won't be. Can't deny the planter as it gets planted. But a 2-on-2 with MJB still alive is critical.
And he quickly moved. He now occupies Big Pit. They may not clear him in this position. The spray, they don't know that he's moved. DJ Stank still looking in the exact same spot that he's been seen prior, because that MJB has all the advantages of anonymity and just the element of surprise. He finds 3. Big Pit was occupied. They lost a player in Big Pit, and MJB, staunch and patient, all importantly, to lock in 3 kills in the round for Darkest Hour. Help in terms of distraction for stuffing, but that was the MJB show on the A site.
It absolutely was. And he's recovered the op for Nova. In the meantime, that's going to keep the economy healthy, where Darkest Hour are currently very much in a good spot there. Ever since the start of the gun rounds this half, it's been quality from Darkest Hour, 3 in a row. And back to the Team Noir pistol buy. Doigles for everybody, it would seem. We saw a couple of nice shots with these prior rounds, but nothing really round-winning, I'd say. Nothing that looked as if it could be. Nade, a little bit too deep to catch that player in Mexico.
Has been really good utility usage post the second round of this half for Darkest Hour. Whether it's down banana or just making sure you have the control that you deserve towards brackets, it's been important and it's been trend-setting. Team Noir has not been able to gain free real estate, at least not thus far. DJ Stank taking about 70 damage from that M4 and a further 10 from the nade. Difficult position, at least early on, for the Deagle wielder, one of the 5 at least. But it seems like Team Noir hasn't found all that much over here towards the A side. Again, 3 players waiting, but again, it's a shot from the Deagle to open things up. DJ Stank is actually the one to find that kill. I thought it was a 3rd, but in the end, it is still a 3K for the team, and the A site falling. Reminder, there were Deagles coming into this round, and only 2 sets of armor, and off the back of just 3 kills, it's the round over. A quick save for Darkest Hour.
Yeah, and the issue here is that a round like this absolutely can change the tide of this game. Momentum swinging back into Team Noir's favor, but it's also the round count, right? They're at 12 now, 13 at the end of the proceedings here when the bomb goes off. And so that's just a couple away from making their way to victory. Darkest Hour, this is where when you go down early like they did, there's really not a lot of room for mistake. And it's made worse by the fact that Team Noir won the pistol. It creates even further allowances for mistakes.
Speaking of mistakes, it's one of very few made thus far here for Darkest Hour. Commendations to their CT side, but it still needs to stick around. You were talking about their economy in the previous round. Luckily, it is still intact with an up and M4 saved 2 rounds ago. They were able to just keep barely enough money to buy up here, and everybody other than Nova has full kits of utility as well. So there are some bright sides, but not all that many. Darkest Hour will take their victories where they can find them. Again, decent utility usage. Nova takes all of 26 damage off rip. Nothing to write home about. Good nade. Will that one land? No. However, Nova now down to 20 HP after follow-up shots, and again, a nade.
So that nade, I was reliably informed by Gur last stream, goes to Mexico.
It does.
Yeah, lands straight in Mexi. So that's why no damage done. Nobody was in Mexico at that moment. Well, hello, Benji. No way! That man got accidented. Poor Nova. And MJP maybe saving the day, but maybe a little bit too late as Team Noir going to be headed back to B, where there's only 1 member located here. Stuffing can't get away either. Smoke goes down. Molotov extinguished in the smoke. And the nades, additional smoke set up for Coffin to lock out the rotation for Toasty.
Not only that, but MJB's rotation has been cut off as well. But in the meantime, Toasty has lined that shot up through the coffins, has at least found the bomb planter and delayed things for the time being. MJB is rotating around through CT, but the problem is they have not cleared Speedway. The problem is for DJ Stank, he wheels it up and will die because of it. Toasty has some help and has a living teammate, all importantly. Double flash to initiate the swing there from the coffin's position. Pip's position had been seen earlier, but the kill not found, and MJB in the 1v2. He's proactively swung by Pip. In a swing or be swung world, it's Noir swinging themselves into 14.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just such like a key indication of the mindset that Team Noir are in right now. They have confidence in. Listen, in a 1v2 like that, there's no reason to be actively swinging if we're being real. Like, but Team Noir, they're feeling the confidence. They're taking those gunfights because they feel like they're going to win them. And unfortunately, what a time for Darkest Hour to get reset. It's potentially going to be up against 15 if they can't pull off a miracle with 3 Doigles and a P250.
Oh, again, the Zaps control. 1, make it 2. Stuffing the second one to be taken out. That may very well be match point here for Team Noir. Oh, Pip just dusts Toasty down as well. That should be the A site. That should be the B site. Nova needs to ace clutch with an AK, no armor, no kit, and no support whatsoever. The B site has fallen. The bomb is now rotating in that general direction. And Nova should have no idea about it. This would be a miracle of a 1v3. Make it a 1v4 ace clutch, and it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, not to be. 15-8 is the scoreline. 7 opportunities to close this map for Team Noir. It's going to be a tall task for Darkest Hour. They made a bit of a comeback. 3 in a row after the pistol and the anti-eco. But since then, they've won none. Keep your eyes on Nova. Up in his hands. And he's still looking down mid, taking that swing. But doesn't get the look that he wanted to, and so he'll fall back. Doubled up on the arch side.
Decent nade. We'll create some space back for Team Noir. Boost up and over the half wall. They want to try and create even more space on this B side. There are 3, now 4 players here trying to initiate. Stuffing proactively swings for 1. A second as well makes this a possibility. The proactive flash back the other way, and Stuffing finds 3. Finally shut down by DJ Stank, but this round now far from over. Difficulties in mounting, especially for Team Noir, but that's the B site falling. There is a flank being set up there.
Yeah, double flank, fast to get into there, but once the palm goes down, chances of retake dwindle significantly. 3 smokes available for the CTs, and that's going to leave just 1 man left alive. Nova picking up the first, but in backhaul, it's going to be tough. That smoke meant to just cover off anybody in dark. First frag. Going to the T. Nice lineup, and he's got all 3. It's 16-8, the final score line. And from there, well, unfortunately, that is game, set, match. For Darkest Hour, they lose out to Team Noir in this matchup. And, well, not the cleanest of matches from Darkest Hour, to be honest.
Yeah, there was a lot to be desired, especially when you're looking at Darkest Hour's T side. Their CT side stepped up, but only for a few rounds. I think consistency and that T side opening, that's really what they were looking for. They couldn't find trade frags on the T side. That really continued to be the case in the later stages of their CT half. And I think all importantly, just not allowing the player that we could not name is actually EIEIO. That is at least their Steam name as of right now.
Is it really?
I checked 2 seconds ago. Their previous names were just that. This is
guy's
the only
a bozo.
Steam name we've had.
That guy's a bozo.
I don't know what
for
the
that.
heck their Steam their faceit name is, but EIEIO is the listed name I can work with. But I mean, continuously finding apartments control, continuously finding clutch attempts, and 3 being successful. It's just more and more difficulties for Darkest Hour that I would say could be improved upon. And with this map, you could say they definitely will be in the future.
Indeed, yeah. Not the greatest of ways to end things off there tonight, but it is what it is. I don't think we're getting an interview. I assume not. I'll double check with MJB, but I assume no. We
You
send
guys want to talk to
message.
us?
I mean, I wouldn't want to talk to us after that game.
Yeah, me neither.
Here, we ask. He'll probably get back to me fast. Stuffing's in chat. Stuffing, you want to come talk? Oh,
Have a
okay.
fun
Sending
conversation.
Nova. Okay. Well,
Okay.
we go break and then we come back with Nova interview BRB. Well, alrighty, we have returned and we have Nova on the mic here for our interview tonight. Nova, unfortunate loss, man. Not the best of showings. Can you kind of dig into what you think was going wrong for you guys on the T side, especially? I mean, it's been something that's been really strong for you in general, but tonight just wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't know. It was tough because, I think it's felt really disjointed from the start, honestly. Like I felt like we were getting caught off guard a lot by angles that we shouldn't have been like surprised that they were there. The calls were being made, but maybe the it wasn't processing through a lot of the time. Um, Other times, I mean that's a better team than we've played this season, though I would say.
Hmm.
So I don't think that there's necessarily shame in that it was more difficult than normal. However, some of the rounds were definitely very heartbreaking.
And I'm also looking at a bit of that earlier side of the T side. You guys had some difficulties with trade frags. Is that a similar notion, just not being able to consistently get those calls together? Because it seemed to really taper off when you switched to the CT side, at least post pistol and conversion round. But it seemed to again become the case in later stages of the second half.
Yeah, no, the spacing a lot contributed to the lack of trading, I think the most. It was very tough because you can't be expected to trade when there's no one there to trade you. And I feel like a lot of the time we were leaving people out on islands, and that was a little tough. Or like calls again, calls were being made, but they weren't being followed up on. We would be surprised when someone was somewhere. In fairness, I feel like they were stacked A a lot of the time, and we were not aware that they were B4, for example. So we'd end up in the A site, and all of a sudden, there's a guy in boiler, or something like that. On
Yeah.
our CT side, very tough. I got kind of unlucky a few times on some spams that like through smokes and like stuff like when I wasn't even trying to like make a play through a smoke, just like happened to tag me down, which is unfortunate. And various like unlucky things like that. I think the round really though that kind of kicked it off for us, like that really like kind of killed it was the Deagle round from
Yeah.
Owen. Yeah, that one was really I don't even know what happened. I'm gonna need to watch that one back because all of a sudden two of our guys just died at A, and
It hit some nice shots. I
Uh,
mean, to be fair,
yeah.
on that one.
gotcha.
Um, Yeah, I there was something that I actually said on the cast, and I'm curious now, based on what you said just a moment ago about, there was a bunch of rounds where you're like, why are there 4A here? What they were doing early round is that they would have, they'd throw their early nades and get banana control, and then immediately, like as soon as they had any banana control, they would leave that one guy with an extra smoke. They would cycle the smoke and then stack 4A until there was no more utility at B. And that seemed to get you guys caught out a couple of times. Was there at any point that you guys were figuring that out, or was it still kind of a mystery by the end of things?
I guess it was more so the rounds in which they were doing it. Like I don't know if maybe we had the read that it was happening every single time because I feel like we weren't establishing enough B control to be aware fully of how they were playing B. Like I feel like Ryan not got himself killed a lot banana, but got killed a lot banana because of things outside of his control, or maybe just the way they were fighting it. And normally Ryan is like kind of or sorry, stuffing is how we would get that information, stuffing or toasty. But I guess it maybe we just didn't crack that case. I did notice that when we went B, we had a little more success, even though we were taking Arch really well, and it felt like we were positioning ourselves pretty well in a lot of the T rounds that we lost, and then it would just like barely not click at the very end. I mean, even going back to round 3 when Toasty was in that 1v2, I think,
Yeah,
coming around Arch, and he hit the first guy rounding the corner, and then unlucky, like not his fault, but it felt like all of those kinds of rounds were going their way a lot of the time.
yeah. Whenever it was close, it was edging out the other direction. TTL, final questions for Nova before we let him get
Uh,
out of here.
I really want to say, or really want to see what you're taking out of this game because you talked about it. The communication wasn't great. There could be improvements, I think, in multiple different facets. What do you think is the main one that you're looking at into your next game? Because for me, you're looking at mostly trade and utility usage on the T side. Is there anything else that you see as outstanding past that, or are you on the same boat?
Truthfully, it's a little bit frustrating to see what happened tonight on what I would say is our most drilled map based solely on the fact that we've played it every single time, essentially. So it's definitely like a tough pill to swallow, seeing that like, you know, those issues are still happening. I have faith that we'll be able to fix things. I think people are slowly but surely getting more and more investing more time, stuff like that. And I do want to definitely shout out that as a positive thing because I do think that it will help us in the long run. As far as specifically from this game, I'm gonna have to watch it more to pick up fully. But I think that spacing and trading is definitely going to be an important thing to look toward moving forward because this might have been like one of the better teams in Maine, but it's certainly not the best team in Maine. And for what our goals are as a
Mhm.
team, we need to be not on that level of the team that we played tonight. We need to be up here. Zomblers is in Maine this season. There are strong teams in Maine this season that we're going to need to contend with. So, and it honestly does not get easier from here. Our matches next week, I think we have one that maybe will be more achievable, but then we're right back into it against the winner of the New Jersey land, Dave. So, it does not stop. So I hope that whatever lessons we take from this game, we really can get them down pat moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. I'm gonna be excited to kind of see where that goes, and please no more Inferno, please. just
Yeah,
just
same.
permaban Smile.
Nah, I mean, I would love to if we had that option, but
I know.
at
I
least nobody knows what our map pool is,
That's true, dude.
including us.
That's what I was
BO3s,
about to say.
BO3s, y'all are gonna be unstoppable though. Real talk.
Yep.
Y'all are gonna pull out some crazy stuff.
Anubis, Ancient, fucking Vertigo. Yeah. I don't.
Please
Who
play
knows?
Anubis.
Who
Please.
knows?
Vincent, call me back, please. I
Yeah.
want to see Anubis.
It
I
almost was Anubis tonight. But
almost
you can
really.
blame Mr. MJB for that.
I'm gonna have to give him some very, very strong, harsh words via DMs here in a moment. Anyway,
Hmm.
thanks Nova for talking with us. We appreciate your time as always, dude. Always love to speak with you. Peace out.
Absolutely. Later. Thanks, guys.
Alrighty, well, time to light. It's been a pleasure as always, my friend.
It was pretty fun. A little less than ideal of a result, but I think some good takeaways. If you're going to lose, you're going to learn. And I think there's been a lot of learning here for Darkest Hour. Nova specifically, we just talked about it. I think there are going to be improvements. And he talked about it. There should be improvements down the line, and I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you two at home are looking forward to it because we're going to be here on the Darkest Hour channel, always broadcasting these games whenever they are happening. So drop a follow. We appreciate you tuning in. And of course, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.